Okay, so this is a little Canva walkthrough. If you haven't already, you need to create an account. You'll log in, and then you'll come to this home screen where you can see, there's all sorts of different designs and styles and templates that you can create, and they have a couple different versions as well. Like this obviously is just the free version, but you can upgrade it to business, and I think there's an education account. But with the free version you still get pre-made size templates for things like Instagram, which is what I use a lot. Here's some examples of Instagram posts that I have created in the past, which we'll talk about more during the professional branding project and development. But anyway, yeah, so you can like organize, create different designs. Here's, more options. So you see all the social media. There's like personal things. You can make marketing related material. Maybe if you are planning an event for a club that you're in, this could be really helpful to, create and design posters or flyers. Or maybe if you're having a birthday party, you can be a little bit extra and make your invites here. That's certainly something I do sometimes. Yeah, and then there's just kind of various different stuff, and over here is where you can upgrade, and I think it just gives you a lot more options, especially like the graphics that are available to use is kind of the key difference in incentive to try and upgrade. But for today's project and for most things, you probably don't really need an upgrade at all. Okay, so I'm just going to search infographics under what would you like to design, and it'll come up with this nice blank infographic sort of size guide. And on the side here you can see there's a lot of templates that you absolutely could use. Okay, and so and you can start with these templates if you want to. However, I really would like you to just use a blank one to start for your project. Mostly because with these templates, I mean they're really cool, but they don't really align with the scenarios that I've set up, and you're gonna have to edit through everything anyway. And so unless there's something that really, it just often is easier to create from your own head and from scratch than using some of these really stylized templates, because ultimately you have to change everything anyway. And as we'll see in this walkthrough, it's really, really easy to, create and drag and edit the elements that you do have. Yeah. So, I mean, the business, education, like there's obviously a lot that you could choose from. Okay, so then to add items, you can just click on that Elements tab, and you'll see these like free. And if it says free, that means with your free account you get to use it. If it doesn't, it'll tell you the cost. Usually they're like $1. And it's really cool on the mobile app. You can download a Canvas for mobile, and they have an app, and that will link up, with just like your like the account that you charge any other in-app purchases to. So if there's something that you really want, you can set it up to just kind of charge that account. So now when you find like an icon or an element that you like, all you have to do is drag it onto your page, and then you're able to resize it, to rotate it. You can also, by clicking the position, send it backwards, so you can layer your elements really well. It's pretty easy to use in that sense and intuitive. Um, and yeah, there's lines that you can add, and then to change the color, you just have to click in the corner. I'll find it. There's transparency, position again. I'm looking for it here so you can see. Yeah, so to change the color, it just is up in that corner right there, and boom, you have colors. It generates, the ones you've already used in the document to help with your consistency. Or you can, choose new colors and new palettes. Obviously, always keep in mind, your repetition and your contrast, and make sure that you're not embedding too many colors, unless, of course, that is something integral to the purpose and the audience. Okay, so then we also have things like charts. So you can make little pie pie chart, you can make bar graphs, and then you just edit the values in there. There's a little bit less customizable options for the graphs. They kind of come in more of a set, but absolutely will work. For the text, you can definitely choose some of these templates and then just edit obviously what it says. That is sometimes a really nice option because it's curated some fonts, for you that kind of work together from a typography standpoint, which can be kind of nice. And then of course you can just delete with that trash can button. Then you can also change the background. So this is obviously a very important part, and they have different images. You can have patterns, solid colors, and most of these backgrounds, as you can see, are free. So that kind of puts it over the top. You can also import like your own sort of images in here, which can be sort of cool. We'll get Gatsby in here because, of course, we're going to get Gatsby in here. And then you can just drag and drop, and it's a pretty cool free feature and tool that I hope that you can use outside of this class, even no matter what sort of your career or work life is. If you ever have to make a presentation or a handout or something, this is a really, really easy, user friendly kind of way to design more unique and personalized documents than maybe your boss or your coworkers would expect. So if you do the normal type or like the blank sort of text placeholder, you can obviously have a lot of control and choose whatever kind of fonts you want. You can choose from the decorative, which are more of those script type fonts, and those are good just for accents or things that people don't need to get a lot of information from. Or you can choose from a variety of serif and sans serif. Remember that serif refers to that little it's called serif, but that little sort of whoopty on the edge of the letters, and that widely is sort of accepted as the more easy to read type of font. So a lot of the big sort of body and paragraph type fonts will be serifed. However, with sort of our digital economy, I think a lot of readers are getting more accustomed to sans serif, but still we usually reserve those for things like headers because they do stand out, but it can be a little bit more tiresome to read an entire long passage that's in a sans serif font. Okay, and then, that's kind of the walkthrough, and then you can download your images as well, or and it'll save it to your library. So cool.